What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a combo that I think is going to be a problem in Chapter 7 for as long as it is around. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, comment down below what you think of this, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolvedJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So, a few weeks ago, the lock-on AR was added to the loot pool, and while it can be a pretty frustrating item to deal with at times, I didn't think it was actually that busted on paper. Like, situationally, there will be fights or moments where it's like, wow, that was incredibly annoying, but it wasn't like so overpowered that everybody's running it all the time, right? But with this week's update, Fortnite has vaulted the Tiger teleportation mask, which in my opinion was the best mobility for countering the lock-on AR, because as you teleported, it would be much more difficult for the lock-on player to follow you and continue to lock on, especially when compared to the other mobility items like the wingsuit and shockwaves. It's kind of easy for the lock-on player to track you because you're traveling in a more linear path, right? With teleport, you might just completely be out of their line of sight. They might have no idea where you went. So the teleportation mask, I thought, was one of the best counters to this lock-on AR. But this update also added the flowberry fizz, which pairs incredibly good with the lock-on AR, because if you use the flowberry fizz in combination with shockwaves, you go very far and you're kind of like floaty in the air for a good amount of time. And since the lock-on AR locks on, you could just easily be chipping away damage at enemies while floating around. And also, if you're fizz shockwaving on somebody from a decent distance, they often won't get audio for you. So you could have a full lock from your AR before they even really realize where you were because they weren't looking like directly up. Or chaotic situations, you could just flow shock straight up, and it's kind of awkward for the enemy to deal with you. Like, obviously you are vulnerable when you're in the air like this, you're not invincible, but the lock-on aspect of this gun allows you to just kind of use the low gravity movement and just focus on being as awkward and annoying as possible with your movement without worrying about it impacting your aim since the gun locks on. Normally, if you're using something like fizz shocks and trying to like beam people from the air, which is something you can do because we can aim in with regular weapons in the sky, it's a bit of a give and take, or it's like a bit harder to consistently tag enemies while you're in the air if your movement is going really fast, because as you're moving, your character also affecting your aim. And with the normal weapon, there's a give and take there. Do I want to like put all my effort into movement or put all my effort into aim? Because they do kind of grief each other somewhat, right? But with the lock-on AR, you can focus entirely on movement, be as annoying and as elusive and just weird as possible without worrying about how it negatively impacts your aim because the weapon locks on anyways. So I think this combo is going to be very irritating to deal with. There's obviously going to be situations and angles where the enemy is able just to easily beam you out of the air, no problem. But there's also going to be a lot of moments and a lot of situations where it's very weird for the enemies to deal with you, or it's very difficult for them to track you or know where you are, because a lot of people aren't just looking straight up when they start getting locked on. Like, you get that indicator and your screen kind of goes dark when someone's locking onto you, right? A lot of people aren't thinking just looking straight up. And if you're right above them doing it, it might be too late by the time they finally figure out where you actually are, especially in chaotic moments. If you're third partying anything, you guys know how Fortnite is. So I think this combo is going to be pretty frustrating to deal with, especially in squads. If you have multiple people using the fizz shocks and this, it's going to get busted. We did already have the flowberry mist in the game since the lock-on AR has been added. But the reason why I think the fizz itself pairs better for this is because with the mist, you can only carry 3 in your inventory, or you can only carry 3 in a single slot, right? So you have 3 times you can give yourself fizz. But the flowberry fizz item, it uses 5 for each activation, and it has 100 total. So you can give yourself fizz 20 times and use it a lot more loosely in a fight without thinking about like needing to conserve it or wondering if it's worth using in the situation. You just fizz shock every single fight you need to. And oftentimes, shockwaves have such a prevalent spawn rate this season that you won't have to worry about finding them too much. Again, Fortnite RNG is Fortnite RNG. There might be games where you struggle to find them, but for the most part, if you have 2 stacks of shockwaves, a flowberry fizz, and a lock-on AR, you are going to be a problem to deal with. As far as shotguns go, I think pairing this with the twin hammer shotguns is probably the best bet. That way you don't have to worry about swapping to the lock-on AR, because the lock-on AR up close, I don't think it's that great. It does have an okay fire rate, but the damage is kind of pitiful. Especially if you're floating around in air spamming this, you don't want to land on somebody and then have to like shoot them with your pump and then swap to an empty lock on AR. So I think the twin hammers just work really good. You don't have to worry about conserving ammo as much on your lock on AR. You don't have to worry about being it kind of a less than adequate spray weapon. And so yeah, fizz shock, lock on AR, you are going to annoy enemy players doing this. Let me know what you guys think of this down in the comments below. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. He gets away. What's happened to him? Was that guy lagging or something? There's no way that's what he meant to do. I feel bad. And so, like, is a very avoidable thing. But also, this is going to be an awkward fight, or like a messy fight for them, I think. And then I can, like, flow shock on it. I think this guy bunkered and then another guy was pushing him. No, he backed off. That's unfortunate. Because I would have shocked on that. Someone's wingsuiting behind me. I don't like this at all. This guy's had time to heal. But, like, I need actual cover. There's only, like, bushes in this zone. And people with the lock on make those bushes not useful. Oh, man. I'm the worst at fizz shocking. Nice. These people were fighting. I thought I could just fizz shock over here and clean it up. Which is like further away from zone, but now I'm like, this side is clear probably unless this guy lands on me. I don't know if I want a wingsuit or not. I guess. Probably don't need double fizz. The bunkers are huge here, I think. But no, I am genuinely the worst player on earth at, like, shocking from flowberry. Hoping to fry him. We showed him. More bunks, please. No, more shocks, though. I probably didn't need to bunker there, but I was worried about the lock on air. Should we ruin this guy's day? That's unfortunate. I was gonna say, I thought he was like on top of the bunker, and I'm like, he's getting lightning gunned, just got lock on DR, and then I was gonna fizz shock and lock on him some more. Like, that had to be the most annoying thing ever. The guy's like right under me, I think, in front of me. I'm the most annoying Fortnite player of all time. But yeah, how mad would you be? You try to rotate into zone, you're getting pelted by a lock on AR, you bunker, someone starts shooting your bunker with lightning, and then you get fizz shocked on by the lightning, or the lock on player. Like, that person's uninstalling. If they were on the top part of the bunker and I was able to just beam them.